Rainey supports the view with the text from the El Armana letters. The proposed link between the Israelites and the Shashu may, however, be undermined by the fact that in the Mipatah reliefs, the group later known as the Israelites are not described or depicted as Shashu. So he's saying he don't think that the Israelites were the Shashu because later on they wasn't called that no more. Some scholars like Frank J. Uko and Michael G. Hassel identify the Shashu in Mipatah Karnak reliefs as a separate entity from Israel, since they wore different clothing, hairstyles, and are determined differently by Egyptian scribes. That's what I believe too. I believe that these Shashu were the children of Keturah. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know for sure. I ain't trying to teach it as doctrine. I'm just giving you my opinion on the matter. Moreover, Israel is determined as a people or socio-ethnic group. The most frequent designation for the foes of Shashu is the hill country determinative. Thus they are differentiated from the Canaanites who are defending the fortified cities of Ashkelon, Gezer, and Yanon. At the same time, the hill country determinative is not always used for Shashu, as in the case of the Shashu of YHW, name rings from Soleb and Amorah West. Alright, so I believe that those Shashu were the children of Keturah. That could have been possibly another byword, just like they called us Hyksos. They call us Habaru. They call us niggas. They always try to put a different name on us. That's what these scholars do, because they want to erase our history and take it and claim it for themselves. Alright, now, on that note, I'm going to just go over a little bit on the Passover. Because, like I said, last month, we was taught to keep the Passover last month. But you got some Israelites that's going to keep it this month. Them fake Jews is keeping it this month. Alright, so I'm going to just read a little bit on the Passover, because the Passover commemorates how we left up out of Egypt. And the Passover, the reason why it's nicknamed Passover, it's really the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But it's nicknamed Passover because the angel of the Lord, who was Yahushua, the death angel, he passed over our homes. Instead of killing the firstborn of our house, he killed the firstborn of all the Egyptians and all the Egyptian cattle. But we killed lambs and strike the blood of the lambs over our doors so he wouldn't smite us. So they call it Passover because he passed us over and didn't smite us. But he smited the Egyptians. This is Exodus 12. I'm going to close it out with this on the Passover. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for every house. So enough for your family to eat, you're supposed to get a lamb. Big enough to cover your whole family. And if you got some left over, you give it to your next door neighbors. Or you keep the Passover with them. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. The lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take the blood and strike it on the two side posts on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat of it. And they shall eat of the flesh, and that night roasted with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire. His head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until morning, and that which remaineth until the morning ye shall burn it with fire. And thus shall ye eat of it, with your loins girded, and your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it with haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations, and ye shall keep it a feast by the ordinance forever. 7 days. So you're supposed to keep this forever. So why you don't keep it now? To you blacks, West Indians, and Puerto Ricans out there, you Latinos and Native Americans, why you not keeping the Passover? But you keep Christmas. You keep Easter. You call it Easter. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread, and you don't do none of this. You have Easter egg hunts for your children. That's going on. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. This is out the Bible, man. You say you believe in God in the Bible, why you ain't doing this? It said throughout your generations forever. You're supposed to be trying to keep this. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel, for not following the commandment of the Most High. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. That only may be done unto you, done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day I have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Ye shall eat nothing unleavened. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. Alright, so that's what they did. The Most High did what they commanded them to do, and we came up out of Egypt with a great deliverance. Matter of fact, let me get this in Wisdom of Solomon real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 19 and 13, talking about Egypt. Matter of fact, Wisdom of Solomon 19 and 16. But this is the curses, the plagues that he brought upon them before we left out. But these very grievously afflicted them, whom they had received with feastings, and were already made partakers of the same laws with them. This is talking about how the Egyptians afflicted us. Therefore, even with blindness were they stricken, because the Most High put a darkness over the whole land of Israel, till over the whole land of Egypt, Salakia, where they couldn't see one another, man. And it speaks about that in that Atmos Astele. Therefore, even with blindness were these stricken, talking about the Egyptians, as those were at the doors of righteous men, as those were at the doors of the righteous men. When being compassed about with horrible great darkness, everyone sought the passage of his own doors. For the elements were changed in themselves by a kind of harmony, like as in psaltery notes change the name of the tune, and yet are always sounds which may well be perceived by the sight of the things that have been done. For earthly things were turned into watery, and things that before swarm in the water now went upon ground. The fire had power in water, forgetting his own virtue, and the water forgot his own quenching nature. This is what the Most High did to the elements, and he jacked up Egypt. On the other side, the flames wasted not the flesh of the corruptible living things, though they walked therein. Neither melted they the icy kind of heavenly meat that was the nature apt to melt. For in all things, O Lord, thou didst magnify thy people and glorify them. Neither didst thou lightly regard them, but did assist them in every time and place. Alright. Matter of fact, the reason why the Most High did that was for this. Exodus 9 and 16. Tell you he's talking to Pharaoh. And in this very deed, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 13 real quick. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews, Let my people go that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. Alright, there's none like the Most High in all the earth. For now I will stretch out my hand, that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. This is what the Most High did all this for. And in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show thee in my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. So that's why the Most High brought us out of Egypt like that, to be exalted and magnified, man. So with that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get out of here. Catch you on the next go round. Just wanted to give you some edification on some of these things. Alright, on our time in Egypt, and some of the names that they was putting on us when we around the time when we was in Egypt and coming out of Egypt. Alright. In closing, I just want to say Barak Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Barakatah. May the Most High power and his son, the mediator between God and men, Yahushai, be exalted and be praised with all the praise that they deserve. I want to say I hope that they bless you to receive this word in all high spirituality. Double honors to the elders that taught me. Shalom to the brothers and sisters seeking this word and this truth and sincerity. I hope I was able to touch somebody and teach somebody something good. Shalom to the brothers in the camp with me. Alright, the Truth to Die camp down here at the Church of Carolina. This is Ayashima signing off. Shalom. Shalom, Yashra Allah.